Welcome back to the House of Faith and Fashion. Right now, I have a great friend, special visitor, entrepreneur, owner of JWP Media, publisher, and editor-in-chief of Relentless Magazine, James Phillips, or James Bond Phillips.
Hi, Toby. How are you?
I know. I feel like I should have some James Bond music in the background when I introduce you.
I know, right?
Dun, 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 dun,
It kind
dun,
of follows me around everywhere.
all the way from London.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be on your show.
I'm really excited to have you here. And Relentless is an international magazine about business, success, and luxury, wonderfully put together with the most greatest photos. Okay, I have to plug it. Even me, okay. I made it to a cover girl. My husband's very, very happy. You're the editor-in-chief, and now I'm in awe. How do you do all this?
It's a lot of hard work and sacrifice, as any editor-in-chief, owner and publisher of a magazine will testify to. I also run a PR business as well, advising on marketing, compliance and governance and law. So I kind of give the whole package, a bit like James Bond actually does. So yeah, there's a lot of sacrifice, a lot of hard work, but it's really rewarding, and I get to meet people like yourself.
Wow, that's such a nice answer and a compliment. So I feel the same. But what is the most important thing you want to put in every single issue, in publishing every single issue?
Quality content. A lot of luxury magazines, they just focus really on advertising because print costs are so high and distribution costs as well. And obviously you have to cover all of those, but there comes a tipping point where it just becomes an exercise of flicking over nice adverts, really. But I concentrate on solid editorial and interviews with celebrities, CEOs, business leaders, and influential and successful people. And I think that brings a lot of difference to what I do, especially on the international stage.
Well, so how has media changed, and how did it adapt to from not print being not so popular anymore, almost nostalgic? How did you maneuver this so beautifully?
Thank you. I mean, I spent 25 years in London in publishing, in magazine and book publishing for other people. And the whole industry took a dive around 2011, that sort of period. That's when the whole digital marketing phenomena came along, Kindle books, things like that. So I think that was a phase, and we're coming out of that phase now and moving back into quality print. People are now buying vinyl records because they miss the feel of it and the sound of it. And it's the same with magazines. I mean, people will pick up a magazine now. This one's with Shirley Bassey on the front, and they'll say, "Oh, look at me, I'm in a magazine." And they just really love that feeling. And it's something that I've capitalized on. And with all my experience and knowledge in the corporate publishing world, it's really taking off.
Well, I totally agree with you. And I have to tell you, but for me, I published 2 books, and a editor said something very interesting to me. And they said, there's nothing like feeling the pages in between your fingers. That's real, as opposed to clicking and seeing things. So you're absolutely on the money, and your magazine is top quality. Your page, the way you use your printing, your colors, your even your paper is such great quality. But how do you keep up this James Bond lifestyle, and how do you incorporate that into your publishing empire?
It's kind of a result of sort of the lifestyle I lead, really. I first went to Monaco 10 years ago this Christmas. And as soon as I arrived, I didn't know anyone. And I was welcomed immediately into a gala dinner that was being held. And everybody called me James Bond. I had a bow tie on, and that sobriquet kind of stuck with me. And now I kind of live up to it. But the lines have become faded, where I've actually become a James Bond figure almost without a gun. And
Oh, that's
yeah,
good.
I get to travel the world. I'm going to Abu Dhabi in a few weeks' time. I'm going to Monaco next week. So it's an amazing amazing thing I've created really for myself. And yeah, I'm kind of on the train, so to speak, and I don't know when it's going to end, if it ever will.
Well, where does your Relentless magazine, where could someone find them in Monaco or Abu Dhabi, which, by the way, I really like that place, or any of your, where could someone find this magazine?
It's distributed through our distribution company. It's distributed all over London. It's in 5-star hotels, Eurostar, private jet lounges, airport lounges, members clubs. I mentor high school children at the LaSalle Institute in Troy in New York, and they have an article in every issue. So they're helping with some distribution. It's also distributed along the French Riviera as well. Also, hand distribution is really good, because there's nothing better than handing somebody a magazine and they hold it and they buy into it while you're there, and they take a picture, and then you're seeing somebody having the joy from something you created.
Well, I, when I put this on my social media, I just said, I want to be where my face is on this magazine. Like all those places that you just said, the French Riviera and Monaco, London, Abu Dhabi. I mean, it's amazing how the magazine has kind of traveled with your lifestyle. So it's really such an interpretation of your life. But what is the Relentless Club Lounge, and how could you join this?
Well, it's kind of buying into my lifestyle, really. I came up with a members club idea, and I can give discounts and access to everything that I do and go to. So Formula One worldwide, public relations, we can get you on the front cover of any magazine, all sorts of different things. So you can access that through the website, and yeah, you can even watch the Formula One with me if you want to. So,
oh, wow. Okay. Can you name like another exciting package? Like you said to me before, I could take you on a private jet and you can have an exclusive photo shoot, and just give us let us live in your life through a couple of sentences, James. Okay. That's all I'm asking.
It's relentless. And and that's why I called Relentless, because I've named it after my ambition, my drive, and never giving up. Everyone's going to have points where you have a low stage in life, where everyone's trying to beat you down, but the most important thing is to rise above that and be relentless and keep pushing forward. And a lot of people who start a business from fresh don't realize that, and they fall at the first hurdle. But I've had that relentless drive throughout the last 10 years of what I've been doing. So, I mean, living my life for like a few hours, you'll get on a plane and you'll be in Venice and you'll be in a gondola having a photo shoot, and then you'll go to a gala dinner with champagne in your hand and have pictures, and then do it all again the next day. But there is a lot of hard work in between, I might have to say.
Oh, of course. There's always a lot of hard work in between, and you don't just go like this and you get it. Although with Relentless, you could go like that and get it. But would you say that the definition of success is to be relentless?
It is in some ways. A lot of people see success as having lots of money, but I completely refute that, because success is about the circle of people who are around you, who want to spend time with you, what you achieve, and the legacy that you leave behind. Money is obviously a very important part of that, because it pays for it all, but I don't judge success on wealth.
Okay, so what are the future plans? Give me the 5-year plan out for Relentless and your media empire.
To expand on the distribution of Relentless Magazine, and also franchise it out across every state in the USA. And that's call me mad, but that's what I want to do, and then the rest of the world. But I'm not satisfied with just one magazine. I've marketed and worked on and published more than one magazine in my life, and I want a publishing empire, and I'm working hard to make that come true now. I've already produced a newspaper, so that's on the cards for a permanent addition to my portfolio next year.
Well, this has been fascinating. I also like that my picture is on your wall of my cover. So I'm getting a real kick out of this, I have to tell you. Becoming a cover girl at 66 years old is like really quite exciting. I have to tell you. All of my group just thinks it's thrilling, especially so do I. But before you go, I have some faith questions to ask you because I've got that duality. So, James, how much faith do you need to be in business?
It's the faith to keep pushing forward without giving up, which I touched on before. Mm-hmm. If you lose faith in what you're doing, you'll become disheartened, and you'll end up giving up. So that inner faith comes from you and the people around you to keep going. Okay.
So, but do you think that your talent for this business is God-given?
I think everybody has their strong points and areas where they're good at. I think I'm naturally amazing at everything, of course, but
a James Bond ego to boot, right?
I kind of realised that I'm not. So I certainly think that what you're good at comes from a higher source for sure.
Great. Well, I know that you have a lot of fashion designers and fashion jewelry people in your magazine. So I can ask you this question. How do you think a person should dress to a house of worship?
Whenever I've been to a church, I always wear a suit. Like I feel like I need to be on my best behavior with and treat the whole event with a sense of reverence. And I always dress well.
Well, you're speaking my language, but I have a feeling you always dress well for everything, but that's besides the point. I like the way you use the word reverence. So here's my last question that I added on this year, because I think we're living in a world that this question needs to be asked. If you could design, or for you, if you could publish a prayer for the world, what would it look like?
I think it would have to be something that you bring to mind in a situation of immense tension and stress. And if you're in a situation where you're confronted by something that's going to threaten you, or you're threatening somebody else in a heated situation, just recall a few short words to bring you back from that brink, from that abyss, I think.
Interesting.
Well, how it would read, I'm not really sure at the moment, but I'm an editor. I'll come up with something.
Oh, you'll come up with something. You'll come back, or you can text me something. Yes, exactly. I think that would be great. And by the way, I'm honored to become involved with your magazine. And in the course of this season, I will make my formal announcement as to what I'm going to be doing. And I'm really, really excited about it. And James Bond, I know, like, we really need James Bond music here. It was so nice to talk to you, and it's so nice to become part of your family. And I wish you the best of luck. And let me tell you something. I love this. I really, really do.
I'm very pleased. And
thank you.